everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing our Lifegain deck once again. Aggro is still everywhere in the meta, and that is what we are primarily here to be. Outside of that, we're going to be struggling against control a little bit and other things like that. But if aggro shows up on our table, generally we are favored to win by far. I am playing some cool new cards. They should be popping up on screen right now. Outside of that, let's just go ahead and hop into the games to see how they go. You get Amelia started early, or do you try to trigger it twice? But maybe them taking it should just be a sign. You're like, hey, dummy, what if, I don't know, you do the other thing. But yeah, we'll play this. We'll gain 1 life. Now Gumdrop Poisoner, if we do hit the land, is really, really good. Are we in the mirror? That's gross, if so. It means they probably don't have removal outside the same thing that I have removal for. I want to play this, honestly. But I think we just play Gumdrop, get rid of that, and then grab our Amelia back. You actually play removal? You. Sweet. I mean, it's still going to enter, we're still going to gain a life, and we're still going to remove this bat, so it's not like that big of a deal. We get our Amelia back. Now we just want to hit another white mana. Now we just want to hit another white mana. We play Amelia because it does cost him life to target. And we get to maybe do this regardless. Okay, now we do. Okay, they decide, wait a minute, I need to cut down that now. Allowing us to get at least 1 Amelia trigger. We do hit the land. Stick. Play voice, and we play voice now because obviously we have a Gumdrop. If they have a second cut down, I will be upset and crying. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Go for it. Remove everything. I just realized this because now I've already triggered this, so I'll be able to play the cards, replay the cards back from my graveyard. I won't have any way to gain life right away, but it should be devastating enough to win on its own. Activate. Amelia. Then I'm gonna play a voice, and then I'm gonna try to attack. Yep, I don't think they're gonna quite have the hand to beat this. They're down to 2, and if they're playing the mirror, a lot of this like top deck mode just doesn't work, and they know we have cards in our hand like Gumdrop Poisoner that's going to be good enough at removing any threat that they play. So we'll take the game 1. We go first here. Sick. We can lead off bat if we think it's needed. If not, we'll just establish the voice on turn 2 and make it a 3/3, and then bat after. Okay, that kind of tells me I should make as big of a creature as I possibly can, so I'm going to. Left on top though. It's also not an easy matchup. A second case. This helps get our cases triggered up. We'll bat because if they want to remove my voice, not to do it now, but then we'll keep a bat. They remove bat. You hit. Honestly, a lockdown will probably just have to go home. Matchup's really difficult for us regardless. But let us play Deep Cavern Bat again. Would you like to counter this again? Are we just Counterspell Tribe? Is that what we are right now? If so, that's cringe, big dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. I guess. We're playing Disruption Protocol. I don't know who upset you lately. No? Voice, I guess. Not really what I wanted to do here, but I think I have to do. A 4/4. Just set up and ready to go. Plus do nothing. Double Shielded Draw is dope after not having a second black mana. Alright, this game's over with. I'm not grinding this out. Alright, we go first. Very sweet. Nice one of. Nice one of in our opener. You know how it has to be. Oh, I forget what you got these for. You got them for something. You get those for? Sure. Boros? Oh, don't tell me you're my favorite matchup. Maybe not my favorite matchup, but like definitely not a bad one. I mean, I think Amelia is too important here. Fraction specialist? Is that better than trying to get a land? Probably not. Well, not even a land necessarily, but just other things that gain life, or even I guess lands are fine because of this, right? There's only about one play we don't really want to see here, and it's this right into the popping of this. Oh, nice. Oh, now they can scry if they'd like. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I think I have a way to gain enough life to really get this to pop, I guess. The only real problem, I should have played this black land, because then I could have done my gumdrop here, but we'll gain a life. We'll look. Obviously take care of that. Another life here. Virtue or persistence? Does that work? They'll scry, it'll go to 4 and then go to 5. I don't think it'll work, actually. We're gonna attack. We're not gonna give them any time, especially with 2 pain lands here. Like any spell they want to cast. Obviously, they have the Sundown Pass, which they should probably play, so they stop taking damage. But we'll see. We'll see another scry here. Depending what they drew, we'll determine whether this is going to remain to have flying, or remain on the ground or get flying. Right at the bottom. Flashing creatures. Oh, Gleeful Demolition. Okay. Now it'll have flying. That's kind of a problem. To some extent. By some extent. Pretty big margin, you know. Pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. Especially if they ever find a removal spell for a Deep Cavern Bat. They scry to the bottom again. Now this has Vigilance, so they can attack me for free with it. If they want. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. No blocks. Sure. Okay. If there was a card that was going to say, hey, we can gain a lot of life here, and turn out to have like a really good creature in play, this is definitely one of them. The other thing is, if we can eventually start turboing this and putting like a ton of counters on it, we can just use it as a board wipe at some point. And the voice, if they're both still in play, we'll have indestructible. Also, voice right now is another way for us to... Oh, that on top? That actually works out pretty well, I think. Because now we make a gumdrop. We made a food. We play another voice. I'm going to attack with this. If they want to flash that in and triple block, and I can get this out of off the battlefield, we'll gladly take that exchange. I think that benefits us so much more. Yeah, then they might just chomp regardless. Okay. That makes sense to me. That's why there's still one of in the deck, by the way, because we don't want it in our opener like this, but sometimes you just have to get it in your opener like this, and it's sad. So here's the only issue if they start tapping a ton of stuff here, I think, is the fact that I'm going to start having bigger and bigger creatures kind of coming through. And this only needs, how many? 4 or more counters, and it's got flying. We can kind of protect ourselves, but they're looking to remove this. I would assume that's what their top card has to be. Have to assume that's what their top card is. Or it could just be another recruiter, I suppose. Kind of depend what we do here. Hello? Own it. Play land, sure. Yeah, all out attack me. Please. No block still. Obviously not gonna give that up for free. Make a food. Grab this voice. We play voice. Counters. Amelia as well. A land. Gain 2 life. It puts more counters on everything else, but also gives me a life linker held back. Why is my veteran highlighted? I was just telling me it'll trigger. That's like a weird thing. And then we can Kai's reconstruction next turn. So we can play this. I want to target the thing that probably has most toughness, or the thing it can randomly buff something. I guess that makes sense, right? They can bring it back, but at the end of the day, it's like we still buff something. And now we're set up for a really nice, strong Kai's reconstruction. We hold the line. We have to assume that this is some kind of recruiter or whatnot. Being at 14 is a little dangerous, but my creatures are so strong. Yeah, like that does stuff, I guess. What can we do next turn? Probably kill him, I would have to imagine, especially if there's a big attack here. And definitely don't have enough to get through for lethal. And I might even block my Deep Cavern Bat just to make my creatures ever so bigger. Again, sure, this is a 7/8. At the same time, I can still block it. If it's an all-out attack, won't have anything back, and then at least 2 of these creatures are hitting. Let's see it. Okay. Honestly, might still block regardless. If we're worried about this and not attacking out for lethal. There's that and there's that. So that's going to buff. That's 9. I guess if they don't have a way to remove this, like, why would I block? I guess the idea would be double life triggers here. And then these would all have flying, right? Yeah, so I guess we do block. They would have, they're going to be forced block. Well, but that's not lethal because this is still there. It could be. It could be lethal. Let's block like this. Let's take some damage here. Go back up to 7. Trigger these. Case. We leave case on top so we don't draw it here. Guess so. I'll honestly probably play it too. What are the odds that with 5 mana I'm gonna hit 3 creatures? That this can't like help me crush through. 2. Oh, it did, but I'm not gonna know that. And they'll have vigilance too. So this is all going to trigger. The gumdrop thing's going to happen last. Guess we just remove. I don't know. Or we just lower this so it'll actually die here. Virtue is fine to keep growing my Amelia. Here comes all these other triggers. Then these are all bigger. We're cruising. Oh, I guess they're probably going to be big enough on their own, huh? Okay. Well. And block here. You take this and this. Go down to 1. Tragic. Guess this can attack too. Yeah. Yep. No other blocks are possible. Down to 1. We gain more life, so all these are going to trigger again. Or you can just stay on top again. Alright. I have a lot of life. Can you get there? I can't think of a single draw that will get him there, but... yeah. Not quite it. Just want to let me attack. I will spam the spacebar for you. Opponent goes first. I mean, we have a lot of life gain here. It's really good. We just need to hit 1 land. Looks like we're in the mirror, which is going to be a awful time if I've ever known one to be awful. Which also means we can play a voice here and gain life and trickle it up. Look at that. They're doing the same thing. If we draw a land, we might have to actually play it slightly different. I'd love to play this and then next turn play this plus this and try to like outpace this. I think that's what I'm going to go for. Also has death touch, so they can't actually attack me. And if they do attack me with the voice, I will block. I can't believe I'm playing the mirror. Unless it's just mono white. Could just be mono white, but who knows. Maybe they missed a land. Maybe they stubbed their toe. They didn't stub their toe or miss a land. They are just better than me in every way. Well, I'd love to play veteran. I'd love to play this bat too. But we're going to play voice here. It's going to grow a little bit bigger than theirs. And I'm going to attack. Realistically, it's going to come down to whoever builds like the bigger board or gets these online first. Right now, because they're hitting lands, they're definitely going to get to it quicker. I do have way more life gainers though. That is something to think about, because if I do hit a land, I play a veteran and I play a deep cavern bat. I'm going to gain 3 life here, but they play a second one of those, double trigger. Oh boy. Really just in the blender right now, huh? They want to trade him off. This is probably a virtue, isn't it? I'm so dumb. I just can't believe they offered that as a trade. Like, realistically, that's kind of the thing I wasn't ready for. Did not expect that to be offered as a trade. Well, now I just hold back the Death Toucher, and I have this. And we have to draw land, play veteran, play Gumdrop Poisoner, maybe shrink something. They can't even attack with their Fortress right now, which is kind of funny. I say, I don't know if that's where you want to be, big dog, but sure. I just play this and get rid of this. Or I bat them. I might just be batting them. Yeah, I think it's batting them. Because now I'm pretty much going to guarantee that this has indestructible. Yeah. Oh. That's kind of funny. Attack. Yeah. Probably not super smart, but I can also remove this at any point. Not really what we want to do, but what we could do. Oh, nothing. So probably another dead card if I had to guess here. Now I can give it to 3. I really do think I just remove this on my own thing and then just start attacking. As crazy as that sounds. Play this. I could have made a food first. Should have made a food first. Yep. Here says target creature. Doesn't specify which one it has to be. And with that said, us attacking with this giant creature, they say I've had enough. Boom and boom. Then we'll turn to this. On a red. Fantastic. Almost like it's the matchup we're hoping for. Well, now we don't even have to take a damage here. Helping ourselves out a little by little. Gumdrop Poisoner seems good enough. We attack. I had to hit the attack button 7 times to get it in there. You said you're not mono red. What are you doing? This lightning strike? Oh, yeah. That's what we want. Sounds good to me. We'll play this. Could set up Gumdrop, but it's going to be a couple turns away. Let's play this Extraction Specialist. Extraction Specialist trigger first. We'll bring back Amelia. Amelia will trigger once. Stick. Stick. Attack again. We're more than willing to trade off the Specialist, and wow. Look, we run into the matchup we want to, and it's not close. All right, we go first. We can play Case and the Veteran. Maybe the Bat. Or I can just play this Fortress, and I guess play both of them at the same time. We're not normally going to attack with the Veteran regardless, and we get this down out of the way. And again, like I said, probably not attacking with this anyway. Especially now. There's like not a point. Throw the Case up. Play the Veteran. Gain a life. Go to 21. And then we play Swamp. We can Bat. Gain 2 life. Steal their best card that's currently in hand. If I see a Schooner come down. Ooh, no. Batman. Wow, stuck immediately. Take a look. Oh, Invasion's good. Gix is good. Gix is probably the best card. Invasion's like annoying. But definitely not enough that I think we wouldn't want to take the Gix here. Gix is like even a little bit more devastating than the other. And we might even get to the point we can trade it off. I'll probably just let this other Bat go if they play Invasion here. They play Preacher. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. No attack. Kind of crazy to me. Would just assume we'd see an attack there. Flame of Shieldred. Because of course we do. Then I'm not really looking to attack either. On 18, I'm at 26. Life gain pretty high. We just let that hit. Shieldred attacking is significantly better. If Deep Cavern Bat, take my Deep Cavern Bat. Not that brokenhearted about it. Got for me. Alright, sure. Hey, another Gix on top. Good thing I have your Gix in there. Am I right? What can we do here? We play land. Do I want to attack with Shieldred? Yeah, because even if they draw a Gix, it's not even like necessarily that good, right? And it's to attack with this, they'll actually gain life. Does gaining me any life here do anything? Not really, right? No. Doesn't actually do me anything. Then they'll block, they'll just gain it back. I guess I already gained 2. But this would also have to attack, and it just gets easily chumped, so it's not worth it. So if this triggered, then I would consider it, but yeah, just attack with Shieldred. Constantly make them attack me or block. We have to be, the only thing we really have to be careful for is Invasion eventually, but we only have a land left. They don't know what my card in hand is. So they go after it. And you do get it. There's an Urtai. We get a veteran. Second one of those, sure. Actually, I have enough to pop it in the air. Especially if this hits. Doesn't hit. Lucky us. We know it was coming. Definitely Urtai. Something was going to happen. I already have a Gix in hand, so I'm actually willing to trade off my bat, I think. It attacks me to make another 1/1 lifelinker. Right. Actually willing to trade this off because second Gix isn't that important comparatively. Sure. Camera bat. Take some stuff. Here. Yeah. Here. I don't really care about their deep camera bat that much. Then attack here, they attack here. Still think shielded attacking is kind of the way to go. Especially with how my mana is kind of worked out here. Because now I can pop this and I can start playing some messed up stuff. Like I can play this, ripping this out, and then play the bat as well. Once that thing's flipped or up to the indestructible task, I don't think there's anything they can really do. They can also steal from me with the invasion, but I think Urtai is what they would end up doing, and popping my shielded would be the answer. Now it's a decision on their part. Maybe attacking with shielded these last couple turns has just been a mistake. No. Their bat attacks the invasion. I double block bat, and then I have veteran block the breacher, and then the invasion will only take one. I'll still be left with the shielded in play. Yeah, it's not an attack here. Sure. Block. Block. I think this makes sense. I think. Also, I get my bat back. But they can bat me again if they'd like. Sure. Take my bat. You got it. Oh, it's really cool if I do rip a land, which I do, which is sick. Play this land. I can activate here. Right. And then I can lead off with a veteran. That's just a 1/1. Then I can play this extraction specialist. Turning back voice. And gaining it a little bit of momentum here. And then we'll bat them. I'll probably take the other card that's not Gix the Gathering. They already have one in play. Then Shieldred can attack. They don't really have good blocks, but I think I'd rather hold Shieldred and force them to, well, because then they can just block Gix if they want. And then hit this. Urtai is definitely what they're bringing back to bring back anything. But I want them to have to pick between voice and Shieldred, I guess. I don't want them to get like kind of a free block with Gix. Oh, well, now they can activate Gix too. That's kind of something I didn't think about. If we block here, they get Preacher back. They're going to flip this regardless. So do I just let them? What do I have in here? Bat? They can make a 4/4 lifelinker if they'd like. Huh? Yeah. We're gonna do some spicy stuff to this. I think here makes sense. I think here makes sense. Does it make sense? Because then what do they take? Do they take shielded or voice? Oh no, I'll give them the choice. They can do whatever they want with it. If they don't answer it quick enough, it will gain enough life here. It'll actually end up being one short of being indestructible, but life. If I find something like a veteran or something, I can do it. Yeah, I would say they have to answer that. There's just no way. I'm at 45, and I feel like I'm losing. I mean, I am losing. Their board state's too good right now. This to this into this into this. A little less bad, but take that so they don't have an extra discard for the Gix. Then I could just shielded attack, but there's no point, I think. Deck mode. The thing about our deck is we don't really play anything that's too devastating if they activate a Gix. At least I don't think. Maybe another shielded, I guess. You draw. Very interesting to find out. You have good blocks. I'm pretty sure he's not really doing anything besides making 1/1s. I'd love to find my cruelty. That'd be a sick draw. That'd be the only thing I can think of as devastating for us. This is their only attack. I just don't care. I play a creature. I'm glad these aren't tapped and attacking. But like, God, do I wish they were kind of tapped and attacking for me, because I could just sit here and chump them all day. Hey. Ew. Boo. Wait. Play this. Play here. Got cool cards too. I think they're just holding cards for like shielded activations. Or for Gix activations. I think they want to maximize their chances. What do I do? Do I attack with shielded? Do I bring up my land and attack? Do I cry? Maybe both. Pass, I think. 10. And Gix for 3 is pretty good. Is it 7 mana? Evasion? I mean, that's gonna happen, Chief. Yeah, I got a veteran out of that. Sweet. You're down to 8. Just my shielded gonna be enough. This is like why shielded's so good. Wow, they don't hold land. Okay, maybe they're not even thinking about Gix. I'm gonna highlight this one. 4, 7. They had 4. They have 8, so they definitely could have activated Gix. They just haven't. Kind of surprising, but I get it, because if you do that, you discard your 3 cards. If you think they're like fine. Oh, my turn. Hey, like that. Shielded on top. Okay. They attack me with multiple creatures. I actually draw the shielded. So that's what's sick. More than anything. Let's play this guy. Just more blockers, you know. Just a small town city attack from Comic? How you say his name? Oh, sure. Get a block. Which then also tells me that their hand kind of sucks. Now they're guaranteed to hit shielded. I guess I messed that up, huh? Well, nah. I can play around it. We play this one. And if it resolves, we'll gain another life because we'll sacrifice that one. And we will Amelia trigger. We'll throw that in the yard. I didn't want to put it in the yard at first because of this. Like, honestly, is why I didn't put it anywhere. But at the same time, it being on top means if they do figure out that they can activate their Gix, or they just haven't for some reason thus far, if they figure out they can activate Gix, then I'm definitely in trouble because they will get to put that shield into play, and my slow burn over the top is not going to be relevant anymore. Flash, tap down 6 of my creatures. That's funny. Would you like to target my Amelia? Sure. Ward 3, would you like to pay it? Oh, you pay it. Okay. And they all get a stun counter? Is that what that is? Okay. Do you think they know? Well, they could bring a shielded back, right? They have 2 lifelinkers. Let's go face. Let me ask you something. That's not... Did they read my cards? This says, when an opponent attacks with creatures, if there are 2 or more of those creatures attacking you or planeswalker control, opponent loses 3 life and you draw a card. They were exactly at 3 and they did an all-out attack. Okay, outside of doing absolutely nothing for the entire video, we finally got back to where we were. I mean, we went up, we went down. I think it's a bit weird. I mean, I ended up 50-50 today, and that's like not the worst thing in the world. And some people are like, oh, you need to have like a super high win rate and things like that. But I actually didn't feel that bad at like any point. I ended up losing 2 matches to probably like... Or I ended up losing 2 matches to 1. Boros started off the game with the absolute bonkers nuts. They went turn 1 creature, turn 2 the one that scries into the like blow up the thing, make 3 tokens. And then I was like, play my tap land on turn 2 because my mana didn't work out. Like if my mana worked out, I might actually have had a chance. But they scried and then they were just like play a knight. And I was like, and I just picked him up and I left. The other matchups are the matchups that we normally kind of default to losing to, and that's like control. I've said it before, that's not what we're targeting with this deck. If we play aggro matchups, that's where we want to be. And with aggro being by far more popular than any other deck, like in theory, if you win at 60% win rate, you'll hit mythic or wherever you want to go. So that's kind of the point of this deck. I did trim the Massacre Girls out. Could have helped today actually, which is weird, but I actually put this in. And I kind of forgot this card got printed. It was definitely like a little sleeper card on the side. But it's 3 mana. It's a 2/4 for 3. It fits pretty much every other category. Flying Vigilance. The only downside is that it only triggers off your opponent's attacking. So against like control, again, we're down. But we are full in on beating aggro. Like that is our purpose, is to beat aggro. So if you have a time frame where mono red is like at an all-time high, get in there. You're gonna make them scream and yell. Okay, so that's what's really cool. And getting to see a couple of new cards actually get play, and a card that kind of also got forgot about in a different set outside of Pioneer. Pioneer, this card's like an all-star. But in Standard, this card doesn't see much play. This card doesn't see much play. Like, this obviously does. Like, in terms of cards that see play, like these do. This does. I mean, I guess all these back-end cards do. And then you can argue at times like this card does a little bit. But, like, realistically, these don't see play in Standard outside of this deck. So it's kind of fun to play them for me personally. But outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed. I have fun playing this deck, and I really wanted to play something I had fun playing today. Again, you know me, I work full-time, so working full-time and recording, sometimes I have to just play something that's fun, because if I play anything else, I get tilted, and the session will just be bad. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. And I hope you all enjoy watching my content, and I'll see you later in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.